guns in my head and they won't go.
They won't stop. Help me.
Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Ah, the spirits. They won't stop. It's madness.
Do you ever have a song stuck in your head forever, but you don't know the name of the song?
Yes.
Or quite how it goes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you just sort of remember the rhythm?
Yeah. There's this one song by, I think, like Third Eye Blind or something, and it goes, and I don't want to see me, yes I don't want to be, and it's on the radio all the time.
Oh,
and it was in a bunch of like mid-2000s movies, and that's where it was ingrained into my brain, but I don't know. I've only heard it in movies, really.
Yeah.
And like shitty commercials.
Yeah. There was a period of time in my life where I had a song stuck in my head and I couldn't remember it. And I just remembered it went like dun 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 dun, and I loved it. And then I was embarrassed when someone eventually identified the song and told me that it was a Nickelback song.
Oh wow!
I had to recant and give up on that mission.
I mean, Nickelback was huge.
Yeah, and Nickelback gets a lot of shit, but
they sold a bunch of records.
Truth be told, guilty pleasure, I don't hate it.
Yeah. What's guilty pleasure? I was just talking about this in the group chat with my boys the other day. Guilty pleasure music. By the way, I guess welcome to Kentucky Fried Roadkill.
I'm so sorry I didn't see you there.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Welcome to Kentucky Fried Roadkill. Have a seat. My good friend.
We were just discussing.
My good friend and dapper Dan, Evan Pride, and I were just discussing.
Well, I'm Evan Pride, the Bishop of Biscuits.
Son of a bitch, that got me. Sorry. And I am Treyton Blackburn, the patron of piss.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
We were just discussing guilty pleasure music.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about it because I mean I guess musicals are guilty pleasure. Like I guess define guilty pleasure. It's something
you have to feel bad about it. You have to listen to it shamefully.
Like you don't want to get caught listening to it. Like
exactly.
Like if you're rolling down the street in your car listening to it, windows up for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, for me, that's anything musical theater.
Really? I didn't realize you were so embarrassed.
Well, I mean, if you're driving out in public and you're going, suddenly Seymour, and you're playing out this
blasting that shit,
this whole scene, because I'm not really. I wouldn't describe myself as a theater kid. I mean, sure. I'm certainly a theater major, and I've been I was a theater kid in high school, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't have the vibe.
I don't have a theater kid vibe, and theater kids love to listen to just musicals and shit.
Do.
And I
do.
Well, there was a point in my life where I listened to primarily just musicals.
Yeah.
And cast recordings and shit, and it's good shit. I mean, there's some jams on there. I'm a musical guy. If you're not a musical guy, then it's
Fuck
hard.
Off.
Then it's hard to adjust to musicals. But those are guilty pleasures. I said that anything, for the most part, anything that's like 2000s pop punk emo-esque, like kind of like Panic at the Disco,
My Chemical Romance,
Fall Out Boys, like don't get me wrong, there's some great songs in there. Like
Evanescence.
Dude, Thanks for the Memories by Fall Out Boy.
Sure, yeah.
Was one of my favorite songs for the longest time. And I didn't even know it was about a one-night stand, let alone what a one-night stand was. And that's so dumb of me because there's literally a part in the song where he goes, one night stand. And then the rest of the band goes, one night stand. Oh, one night. We go into the chorus. No, but yeah, anything like that. Like it's just really, I think the whole pop punk genre, I listen to it and I know it's very emo and it's supposed to be like all sad and all that. I guess I can't get into that.
Sure.
And it sounds overwhelmingly whiny to me. But like there's some great singers. Who's the guy from Panic at the Disco?
Fucking what's his name? I can see him in my head. I can hear his voice.
Brendan Urie.
Yep, that's his name.
Yes,
That's him. He's amazing.
He's an amazing singer.
Yes.
And I listened to their songs just for him, which he is Panic at the Disco pretty much. I think he does all the instruments and shit. And
really?
Well, there used to be a band, but I think recently it's just been him doing it solo.
That's very impressive to me.
He's a very talented person. I'm just
clearly
not the biggest fan of his music.
Sure.
Yeah.
My guilty pleasure music is anything by Rascal Flatts. I mean that.
Life is a highway.
Yeah, like, okay, it's embarrassing, but that song slaps. That song fully slaps.
Well, yeah, I mean,
their rendition of "I'll Be Home for Christmas" is the best version of the song.
My Rascal Flatts knowledge stops at "Life is a Highway."
Like, I've heard all kinds. Like, anytime I'm like with my mom and she's listening to country music on the radio, and like a song comes on that I like, I'm like, oh my god, this beats, this fully slaps. Who's does this? She's like, this is Rascal Flatts. And I was like, figures, this slaps.
A lot of the pop stuff, like if I hear shit on the radio, my instinct is to dislike it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's because I didn't like anything on the radio when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I love it now. I think music, like, because we've lived through, obviously there's been different periods of music.
Oh yeah.
In different times of history. We've lived through, I feel like, two. I feel like we're in the second, like, I feel like 2000s into,
do you
like,
remember,
before
like,
the Trump years.
Because I can never figure out, like, quite where your memory begins
Dude,
in my timeline.
Dude, my memory begins, I swear to God, when I'm like 10. Like, all the stories I tell, I tell, like, happened to me in 6th grade.
Like,
I'm sure shit happened other points of my childhood. I have a poor memory of my childhood.
Like, do you remember the early 2000s and what music was? Like, there was a lot of, like, that. You're like, who was it? Akon who did the Mr. Lonely song?
Mr. Lonely?
Have you heard that song? I think it's Akon.
I'm so lonely,
Mr. Lonely, I gotta buy it. I don't know. It takes that song from the 50s or whatever and turns it into a rap song. It's a great song. But like, that's the first like generation of music that I can remember. Really well.
My first generation of music that I really remember is like Kesha, TikTok, Rihanna was real big.
See, that's like the second I can remember.
Lady Gaga and stuff. But like, I guess that's when that was probably like around 2000. I guess the later half of the 2000s I remember. Earlier half of the 2000s I was just listening to.
Yeah, I don't remember the 90s at all, but I remember like all the 2000s.
I remember the 90s. Well, we were babies.
And that kind of is why I have such a, like, why I'm not a musical person is like my cousin, I don't think she would care if I said her name. She doesn't listen to this.
You can give her a fake name if you want.
Yeah. My cousin,
Wanda.
Yeah, my cousin Wanda, sure.
Yeah.
My cousin Wanda, she stayed with my parents and I over the summer. She lived in Ohio while we were growing up, and she would always come to my house and stay the whole summer. Like, she would stay 3 months of the year with us. And she watched...
Summers in Ohio must suck.
I don't know. I don't know why she came and stayed. I think she just really liked my parents.
Yeah.
But anyway... She was super into MTV and like MTV back in the early 2000s when it was still MTV.
Well, I think the people who really remember MTV would say that probably like in the early 90s or whatever. Once MTV stopped being music video. Like, was it still music videos?
Yeah, it was all music videos. All music videos.
Even in the early 2000s?
Yeah, there was like I remember that Akon song. I remember that music video. I remember, what's the name of that song? You left and you sailed away alone.
I don't know that.
And now you got me trapped up on this island with nowhere to get.
I don't know it.
Well, I'm going to get there. I don't want to go. I can't remember.
You didn't get there.
If you know that song, send us an email and tell me the name of that song that I just sang a little bit of.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was super into it. And like, I was not super into it.
Mm-hmm.
And like that sort of amount of time that I had to consume something I didn't like love really set me against music very early in my life.
So in your most developmental years.
Yes, I was subjected to music I did not like for long periods of time.
Interesting. And
now these songs stay with me forever. Like songs I hate that I know all the words of.
Do you remember the first song you remembered all the words to? Because mine is, oh shit, what's the name of this? 303's, Don't Touch Me.
That's hard for me because, growing up in like a very churchy family and a Protestant churchy family, like. There are hymns I know like all 4 stanzas to this day. Like will never leave my bones. I know all the words to those songs.
Okay, so I guess church counts as a different thing.
Yeah, but like the first
remember going to church?
I still go to church every Sunday.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm a very religious person.
How's that?
Perhaps I don't. Frankly, I don't love the church we're going to right now. We're like church shopping here in Lexington right now.
Okay.
But I have very unorthodox religious beliefs that I think the audience would just love to listen to me.
Oh my God.
Rant about my unorthodox religious beliefs.
You should start your own religion.
Oh my God.
The Church of Treyton.
Oh, that would be awful. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the horror?
No clothes allowed.
No clothes. No. But the first song, mine's embarrassing probably.
Mine's embarrassing. Do you know that song, 303's Don't Touch Me? Shush, girl, shut your lips.
Oh, wait, yes, yeah.
And
it does with your hips, yeah.
I don't know why that, like, I was into Beatles back then. I don't know why that was the first song.
Yeah.
It was just a bop, and I remember memorizing it with my buddy Ryan.
You probably don't remember this show. I bet it was a little bit before your time. But Nickelodeon, I swear to God, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever said on the show, hands down. Hands down, the most embarrassing thing I've ever said. Nickelodeon had a show that was like a music mockumentary with like a fake band of children called the Naked Brothers Band.
Yeah, I know the Naked Brothers Band.
Okay, so one of the first songs I ever remembered was the theme song.
I'm not gonna go to school every morning. I don't want to see the teacher's face again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to go to school.
So I think probably the first song I ever memorized all the words to was the theme song that if that's not love, then what is? If that's not friendship, then what is?
Oh yeah.
Music. I think that's probably the first song, like song I learned all the words to. But again, not a music kid.
Yeah. Well, I get that's interesting because I remember I probably knew the words to Drake and Josh I don't even know now. Gonna find a be so simple. And this is the singing.
I found a way.
I found a way.
Welcome to the musical episode
I know.
of Kentucky Fried Roadkill.
Kentucky Fried Roadkill, the musical.
Yeah, starring one person who can sing really well, and Treyton.
And then Treyton. Oh, God.
I've been in so many musicals, and I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
You can carry a tune. It's rhythm stuff with you.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you working with our musical director for Little Shop.
And it was hell.
And you kind of had like a patter song because you would come in.
Yeah, it's the agents.
Yeah,
they're very
Seymour, let me tell you. And
Seymour Krelbo and you Prince you. My name is Bernstein. I'm with NBC.
Yeah. And that's such a...
Yeah.
And I can see how that, if you're not musically minded at all, keeping a rhythm and all that, rhythm's the hardest part.
And I can't read sheet music. So like I was always fighting on the back foot because like I would go to like coachings and they would be like, "Can you read the notes?" And I was like, "Nope."
Sheet music stuff, man. I can like kind of read it.
I cannot at all.
But I don't understand. I mean, it makes you appreciate when like a trombone player sits down and they can just pull out a thing and be like,
yeah. Have you ever known people who can play by ear?
I have a very talented buddy, Louis. I won't say his last name. I don't think he would care, but my buddy Louis, I went to high school with him. He goes here at UK. He's very, very, very talented. He's one of those like pitch perfect people and really a nuisance to be around if you don't sing perfectly. But one of my favorite people in the world, and he's like he's like a little Asian Mozart. Yeah.
So when in our theater company in the back hills, backwater of Appalachia, we had the second most talented piano player I've ever known in my life, other than, I know he won't care if I say his name, other than the magnificent Tedrin Blair Lindsay, who's the greatest, possibly the greatest piano player to ever draw breath.
What a fabulous human.
Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful man. Tedrin, I don't know if you listen to this, but God, I love you. God, you're so good.
Everybody loves Tedrin.
Yeah, how can you not? He's so fun.
Yeah, he's like a Lexington star. He certainly would not mind.
No, certainly not.
In fact,
he would want to be on the podcast. He's like, can I come be a guest?
I would love to be a guest.
Yeah. Tedrin, if you ever want to be on the podcast, just let us know.
Inform us.
You're here for sure.
Oh my God.
But I was so we had a piano player who could play by ear, named we'll call him Daryl.
Yes.
And I don't know. I think this qualifies as an Appalachian anecdote. Sit down on there on that stoop for a minute and let Grandpappy tell you about the old times and back in the hollers and the creeks. Let me tell you.
Back in the old days of 2008.
Yeah. So I worked with community theater for a long time in southeastern Kentucky.
Yes.
Daryl was an older gentleman with a very deep bass voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a true play-by-ear pianist. Like you play anything for Daryl, he'll bang it out on a piano like in seconds. It's the craziest shit I had ever seen in my life. And what was cool about him is not only could he play by ear, once he knew the sort of melody and like the harmonies of the song, he could vamp for you, and he could like make up chords to keep going. It was crazy to me.
When you meet an extremely talented, I guess we've come across piano players more because of just theater and stuff, but just an extremely talented musician. Anybody who can like speak through an instrument and just like it's just like talking to them. I think like obviously if you play guitar every day of your life for 24 hours and you dedicate your life to it, you can get pretty damn good at it. But some of those, like the people we're talking about, they're just born that way. I feel like just prodigies.
And Daryl, so like I loved Daryl so much, and he's one of the few people in my life I allow to call me Trey, because I hate when people call me Trey.
Wow, I've never called
if you did, I would correct you.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
I call you a million horrible things every day.
Trey would be my line.
Trey would be your line. You greasy, dirty rat boy bastard.
That's all great.
Pulsating asshole. Piece of shit. Perfect. Motherfucker, Trey.
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
Not in front of my kids, man.
Back off, man.
But like, so he like I would show up to the theater and he'd be like, Trey, and I'd be like, what's going on, Daryl? And we'd talk, and I'd be like, God, it's amazing what you do on that piano. He's like, I'm going to teach you. You could pick this up in 2 weeks. I could have you learned in 2 weeks. And I was like, I dropped out of band because being there was too much anxiety for me. Like this, I could not do what you do. I promise you.
Yeah, I took guitar lessons, and they would have to put stickers where my fingers go.
Yeah,
I'm not talented at all.
No, it's weird. And like, he was an older man. He was probably in his early 60s when I met him. He's probably in his late 60s now. And all the like young women of the theater, like not the girls, not the people my age, but like the girls in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Were like, I've never been into older men before, but I'd fuck Daryl.
Yeah.
I would tear Daryl up.
Look at how he tickles those ivories.
Right. And he was a handsome older man. Like you could, like when you see an older person and you look at them and you're like, God, I bet you were something to look at back in the day. I bet you were gorgeous. That's kind of what Daryl is like.
You're hot now. I can't imagine what young you look like.
Young you was probably fucking eat up.
Picked clean.
Picked the bones picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Daryl.
Shout out Daryl. Yeah. If you're out there, I'm sorry that you've listened to all these cuss words that I said. I wouldn't say them in front of you.
Yes. Great respect for
great respect for a great man. Hey, Evan, what's that up in the sky?
Oh, it's
a bird. No, it's a plane. It's a game show within a podcast. Welcome, listeners, to DC or OC.
Oh, shit.
Comic book game show hosted by one resident comic book nerd, Treyton Blackburn. Our contestant today, known not comic book nerd, Evan Pride.
Hello. This is being sprung on me.
Yeah, so this is the first time we've ever played DC or OC here on Kentucky Fried Roadkill, so I'm going to explain the rules. The rule is, the way this game works is I have on my phone right now 3 comic book superheroes or villains.
Okay.
The way that it works is 2 of them are real. 1 of them I have made up.
Okay.
They're gonna be sort of like the first round and then your lifelines, right? So first round is I'm gonna give you their names. And you're going to have to and if you can guess on the first try with just the names, which ones are real and which one is the fake, if you can guess just from the names, you get 3 points.
Okay.
The second round is if you can ask for a brief description of each character.
Okay.
If you can guess after the brief description, you get 2 points.
Okay.
So you can get 3 points or 2 points. And then after I tell you which one is the fake, if you can guess of the 2 real ones, which one is Marvel and which one is DC, you can get an extra point.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the most you can get is 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 points total.
4 points total is the most you can get.
So how many sets of these are we doing? 1 set of...
We're going to do 1 set for to start off. But like once we come revisit this, there'll be a couple of rounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the 3 superheroes. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So the first superhero is Strong Guy.
Strong Guy.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds made up.
Yep. The second superhero is
Okay.
Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
Yes.
That seems real. I bet that's a Marvel superhero that's just Stan Lee.
Okay.
I bet it's just
Okay.
like he's passed away before they could film the Peeping Tom movie.
yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
And the third superhero is Bouncing Boy.
Bouncing Boy.
Yes. So
Okay.
which one? Don't guess yet. Think about it and see if you want your lifelines.
I think I'm gonna need a description on these 3.
Okay. So Strong Guy.
Strong Guy.
Is
pretty strong guy.
Yeah, he is an X-Men character with super strength.
Okay.
Who premiered in the 90s. So that's your brief description of Strong Guy.
Strong Guy. Super strength 90s.
X-Men.
Don't they have enough super strong guys in the X-Men though?
I don't know. You're the one playing the game.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking out loud,
sure.
But I'm like, they have Colossus, they have Beast, but Beast is more of a brain guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd guess, I mean, Colossus was like metal, so Strong Boy could just be
Strong Guy. Just to be clear.
Oh, Strong Guy.
Yep, Strong Guy.
Sorry. Okay, interesting.
Okay. Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom
is a Marvel superhero.
Okay.
Who is known for using his Hank Pym shrinking tech to peep on superheroines in the shower.
So he sounds like a villain.
No, he's a superhero actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There is actually a very famous comic book panel where he peeped on Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, in the shower.
Wow.
Yeah.
He never got it. He never
2000s comic book character, like early 2000s.
Okay.
And since I gave you that about Peeping Tom, I'll give you a little more about Strong Guy.
Okay.
His alias is Guido Carosella.
Guido Carosella.
Yes. Yeah. So,
I feel like you wouldn't make that up. If you were trying to come up with a name, you wouldn't name him Guido Carosella.
I don't know. So Bouncing Boy.
Yes, tell me about the Bouncing Boy.
Bouncing Boy is a DC Comics character.
Okay.
Who is a member of the Legion of Superheroes, and his power is he can inflate like a giant ball and bounce around.
I totally fucking believe that.
So those are so you can no longer get the total 4 points. Now you're working from 3 points.
Okay, so there's
Or
bouncing
2 points rather. Sorry.
Okay, so there's bouncing boy. There's peeping Tom.
And strong guy.
Strong guy.
Yeah. Which one is the fake? Which one did I make up?
Okay, so I think it's between peeping Tom and strong guy for me. Because bouncing boy, it seems he's a villain.
He's a hero. He's
a
with the
hero.
Legion of Superheroes.
And he just bounces around.
Yes.
Actually, what a shitty power. What a shitty power. I mean, I assume peeping Tom, he's kind of like an Ant-Man guy. He shrinks down and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's just known for looking at in superpowered titties, I guess.
He is often known as the irredeemable peeping Tom.
Okay. Peeping Tom sounds real. What was the name you? It was Guido
Caraselli.
Caraselli.
Yeah.
I'm strong. That
It's
strong
hard,
guy.
Isn't it? It's a hard game.
Yeah, it really could be any one of these. I think Peeping Tom's real, so I'm gonna keep that. It seems like it would be like obviously that's not real, but like I don't know. You said 2000s? He was from?
Yeah, early 2000s.
This seems late for a Peeping Tom superhero. But then again, strong guy just seems uncreative. So either you suck or Stan Lee sucks. And what's more likely? I'm going to go strong guy.
Strong guy is the fake final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect.
Is it bouncing boy?
Peeping Tom.
Fuck!
I made up.
Fuck. Oh, that was the one I was
completely made up.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so Peeping Tom is...
I should have went with...
I did base Peeping Tom on a real superhero. I just made up the name. There is actually Eric O'Grady, who is the irredeemable Ant-Man. He actually did shrink down and watch Captain Marvel in the shower. That actually really did happen.
Isn't there... I used to watch a cartoon X-Men series.
Yeah.
I think from the late 90s or early 2000s. And there was like a pervert X-Men guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who could like shapeshift.
There are a lot of pervert X-Men characters.
Marvel
characters, DC characters.
He was a shapeshifter, and he could shapeshift. He'd be like, "Hey, darling, how you doing?" Like he'd Did you ever watch that X-Men show? It was the main character was the girl. She wore that yellow coat.
Oh, Jubilee, the 90s X-Men.
Yeah, Jubilee.
That great.
Yeah, that's such a good show.
So here is Bouncing Boy. And here is Strong Guy.
You guys are gonna have to Google
just
these.
so you can.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you guys Google Strong Guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I apologize for calling him Strong Boy earlier.
Yeah, and then
if he's listening.
And then I'll show you the Eric O'Grady Captain Marvel showers panel because it is infamous.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet I've seen it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So, unfortunately,
Peeping Tom.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep the comics publishers from you for the extra point. That is our first game of DC versus OC.
So I got nothing.
You got no points.
Fuck.
Because you were wrong.
I sucked.
So let's see how long Evan's losing streak will go for DC versus OC.
Hopefully not long.
But yeah, I'm
gonna get. I'm gonna get.
Next time.
I'm gonna
get me.
I'm gonna get your methods down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it down to a science. Bouncing boy. I thought I could be bouncing boy.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of like, and then bouncing boy he does this and that, and he just kind of trailed off and like, okay. I wasn't even thinking about bouncing boy.
No.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Strong Guy, Peeping Tom, and Bouncing Boy versus...
You mean, so are we just talking Peeping Tom I made up, or are we like saying that Peeping Tom is Eric O'Grady's Ant-Man?
Let's just say he's Eric O'Grady's Ant-Man.
Got it.
For this segue.
Sure.
Who would win? Those three or versus Kong versus
Wow,
Godzilla.
Wow.
All right. How do
The
you like
three
that
of them.
segue?
Wow. Flawless.
Flawless.
Absolutely flawless.
Segue.
Powerful segue here.
Powerful. Gasoline powered segue
Yeah.
there.
So the best Warner Brothers release on HBO Max of the year. There's another movie that got released
Short year.
that was shitty and sucked.
Oh,
It was like 4 hours long.
well, there's three actually. Oh,
Three?
no, because Wonder Woman 84 came out December last year. It came out Christmas technically.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking of Fascist League.
Fascist League, yes.
Yeah.
Fascist League.
And then
The movie where they had the final battle at Chernobyl and killed a bunch of left-wing libertarians.
movies love having their final battle at Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's because of the Red Scare. People are so scared of communism that yes, the grand testament to the failure of communism.
Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Chernobyl seems like just a grand testament to the failure of nuclear safety precaution. What,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you? They released like a mini series.
I want to watch it so bad. I've
Chernobyl?
heard it's amazing.
I think I watched the first episode or two. It is pretty good. And I'm guessing that they did like research
Sure.
to make it like historical. Which if I mean, I'm sure they're stretching it a little bit, but if how it goes down in the show is how it went down in real life, it's crazy because it could have been totally avoided.
Yeah. Evan and I, both of us, independently of each other,
Yes.
watched Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes. Speaking of radiation.
Speaking of radiation,
Yes.
uh,
That's where Godzilla came from, right? Like
Yeah,
after World War II, we nuked Japan,
Yeah.
and like in the 50s, Japan was like, "Hey, did you ever think about you could have given us a big giant
lizard,
killer
Yeah.
lizard?"
No,
Yeah.
It wasn't a metaphor for the destruction rained upon Japan
No.
by the nuclear powers.
Not
It
at
was
all.
More just like an olive branch saying you could have given us a big giant lizard if you wanted to,
Yeah.
but you didn't.
I think in King Kong came out in the 30s.
King Kong?
Have you ever seen any of the original King Kong Godzilla
I went
movies?
through a kaiju phase. I've watched pretty much all of like the original Godzilla movies.
We talked about the last time we recorded,
Mhm.
right after we turned off the microphones, we started talking about Pacific Rim,
Which rules.
which is
rules.
it's awesome. The thing about these kaiju big monster fight movies is the story is horrible, and
But you're not here for the story.
I mean if if you are there for the story, if you're like a big Godzilla nerd,
Yeah.
which like Godzilla nerds, they're the kind of fans where a trailer comes out, they'll pause every freeze frame every millisecond and go through and pan it all, and I guess the people that make the Godzilla movies like to put like little Easter eggs and shit in there. But really it's just big monster fights, and
Big
it's
monster
awesome.
fights.
I really wish I could have seen this in the theaters.
Here's what I think Godzilla versus King Kong got right that Batman versus Superman got wrong.
They actually fought each other.
Yes. And like Batman versus Superman, I don't think understood what the audience was there to watch.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we want to watch Batman and Superman
Fight each other.
Yeah, over their ideological differences. But instead, we got Batman and Superman who are the same guy.
Yeah, and like Superman was brainwashed, right?
Not brainwashed, but he was like
pissed.
Lex Luthor was gonna kill his mom or whatever. You know.
Oh
it was
yeah,
very weak.
and like he was like mad because his girlfriend was dead or something like that.
Yeah, but Godzilla and King Kong knows that's what we wanted to see.
Yes.
Like because I thought it was just going to be one big fight, but like I was
just them like a boxing live stream. Just
but I thought it would just be like one big fight at the end, but like I watched it at a drive-in. I was getting a funnel cake, and I turned behind me, and King Kong's on a fucking cargo ship.
Yeah,
and Godzilla's coming out of the water, and I'm like, what? We're not that far in. I thought I had more time.
No. Actually, it took like 30 minutes for them to get going for some for some real action.
Yeah,
I thought that sequence on the boat when they were dragging. By the way, I guess spoilers for
Godzilla vs. King Kong.
But really, who gives a shit about spoilers? Monkey fight Godzilla.
Yeah,
monkey fight lizard.
I promise you, the spoilers do not hurt your experience at all.
Yeah,
watch the movie anyway.
Yeah,
it rules.
But yeah, them dragging King Kong out to sea. I was like, Godzilla, if he wanted, could just kill everybody out there.
You know what I don't understand about people in kaiju movies?
Why? What? They always go out to sea.
No, but like they always start transporting these giant, enormous monsters in way like that will fuck them. Like when I saw King Kong on that boat,
and
I was like, "There's no universe where this ends well." Like even if you keep him sedated, if that motherfucker turns
rolled off,
yeah, you're fucked because the boat goes down with him.
Yeah, if he just rolled off, which, I mean, obviously you're suspending your disbelief if you're watching Kong v Godzilla. And there's things that you can get past. You can get past the fact that in that final scene where they're fighting each other, millions and millions of people probably died
and are still in the city.
Yeah,
literally, I was like, why did they not evacuate the city?
Yeah, and like the radiation from his nuke breath and all that shit. Yeah, like that. All of Hong Kong, was that in Hong Kong?
I think so.
All of Hong
Kong where it was.
All of Hong Kong would be fucked, and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, well, and another,
but if you're suspending your right. Here, go on.
I just thought it was neat that they gave King Kong the same arc that Thor had in Infinity War. Like he had to go get an axe capable of fighting. He did. Of fighting Godzilla.
That was pretty fun.
I was like, no, this rules.
I'm guessing that's some kaiju lore, like King Kong's axe or whatever. Yeah. I had never seen him with
me either.
with an axe or anything. That whole Hollow Earth thing was really cool.
Yeah, that's from like I was like very Jules Verne of you, Godzilla versus King Kong. Very Journey to the Center of the Earth.
It was cool, and how Godzilla just opened up the hole directly to the earth by just
badass.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
and of course, fucking Godzilla won. Like,
yeah.
Anytime people are like Godzilla versus King Kong, I'm like, one of them. You understand that one of them breathes fire, right? Like, you understand.
No, that's the thing. And the meme was like Team Monkey, and Godzilla has all these stats on him, but I just gotta go with
my guy.
I gotta go with my guy.
You leave with the person who brought you to the dance.
Yeah, and that was the whole meme, and they didn't and in the movie Godzilla won. I mean, they fought each other several times, and
and King Kong got some good hits on him.
He did. Godzilla could have killed Kong.
Yeah,
if he wanted to at several points, but then his ass would have been dead by.
Spoilers for Godzilla versus King Kong.
I guess this is the only real spoiler is the
fucking Mecha Godzilla, baby.
It's like a robot Godzilla or something. Nah, that's Mecha Godzilla.
And you say, "Fuck yeah, hell yes."
One of my friends pointed this out. The design of it, like it looked like it kind of looked like Mecha Streisand from fucking South Park. Just like the way it had like a big pointy nose and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I just like I don't know. The design on Mecha Godzilla. I think the Mecha Godzilla look is such a classic design where he's like the exact same as Godzilla, same stature,
metal yellow eyes.
Yeah, but just menacing looking. And I kind of like it how it was. I mean, the story. It's a bad movie. It's like written horribly. And
it's a B movie.
Yeah, and you're like, why is Millie Bobby Brown in this? And why is she driving up?
Why are these children allowed to be in this government facility?
Just because, and like they're just like radicalist. They just listen to this podcast, and it's like didn't you catch the last episode? We got to drive to New Mexico.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
They're all over the place. Yeah.
But here's the thing that because I'm sure somebody listening to this will be like, Treyton's being so easy on Godzilla vs. Kong and he's so hard on Justice League. Here's the thing. Godzilla vs. Kong doesn't take itself seriously. And Justice League thinks it is the most serious thing that has ever happened.
Yes.
And that's the core difference. Like if a movie's not taking itself seriously, I don't have to either.
Yeah, and it's almost, it's like a movie, if it's about something super serious and like, I don't know, if it's Philadelphia or some
Or The Lighthouse,
Manchester by the Sea, or
sure.
all movies I haven't seen, by the way. I need to watch. But like those movies, they're dramatic and they're dark and they
want you to think.
They have a very serious tone and they go with that, but they're not. It doesn't have a giant monkey fighting Godzilla,
right? And even with the other most famous versus movie, Marvel's Captain America: Civil War.
I guess so, yeah. But it's lighthearted the whole time.
Exactly. Like there is a philosophical core to it, but at the end of the day, you're here to watch Iron Man and Captain America punch each other.
Yeah. I don't think DC films have. I haven't watched a DC film. I still haven't seen Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Don't waste the 4 hours.
Yeah, well, it's not even you influencing me. I'm just very lazy.
Sure, got it.
I'll admit I did not watch the last 10 minutes of Godzilla v Kong because we were falling asleep and I was like, what could happen in this movie that I don't think I already know?
Nothing. You're good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
if you got to Mechagodzilla, you're good.
Yeah. Enjoyable. The I guess the one part where I could suspend my disbelief for the whole thing and giant monsters fighting each other and all that shit. But it's just when he flipped the boat at the beginning.
Yeah.
King Kong's under the boat and he's trying to, and everybody's drowning, and then they just flip it over and everybody's fine, and they're just like, and like the water's already all gone.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I was like, okay,
now the movie understands that it was a bad idea to put Kong on the boat.
Yeah.
But if you want to watch a DC movie that's like actually worth watching, watch Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is fantastic. It's so fun. It's so good. That's a great movie. Underrated, I think.
They're remaking Suicide Squad.
They're not remaking. It's actually, I think it's a sequel.
It's a sequel?
I think it's a full sequel.
The
trailers
it looks good.
Amazing.
It looks good. They have Ron Funches playing a giant shirtless shark guy.
That's, you know who does the voice for King Shark?
Is it not Ron Funches?
It's Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, is it Sylvester Stallone?
Uh-huh.
Who is, I thought Ron Funches was in it.
Maybe everybody is in James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
I just misread that. Ron Funches is, he's a comedian, and he talks like this very gently, and it's, I thought it'd be.
What's he look like?
He's a big black guy.
I'm sure.
He used to be a big fat black guy, and then he lost a bunch of weight. Now he's moderately overweight.
I'm not sure.
Black guy.
Peter Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi,
Idris Elba, John Cena.
Did you ever John Cena?
John
Cena's in everything.
Yeah.
They're remaking. They're revamping Wipeout.
Yeah.
And it's John Cena and Nicole Byer, who's the
It'll rule.
girl.
I'm
excited, dude.
Wipeout
Wipeout's like Kong v Godzilla. It's like as long as you have someone jumping on those big red balls
and somebody gets hit by the big swinging arm.
Yeah, and they fall into mud and they look all annoyed trying to get out. It's just it's fun to see them bounce around and get hurt.
It never gets old.
They never seem to get hurt on that show, but like if you would have some sores and some bruises if you went on Wipeout.
Yeah.
Which I always wanted to go on Wipeout, but I just know
you're jumping on the first ball and going down.
I'm not getting past the punching wall.
No.
The first little thing, you start scooting up, that first thing it's going to knock me in the jaw and I'm going to be out. I'm just going to be in the mud. I would get sidetracked. I'm too ADD. I'd be like, "Oh, is this real mud or is this like it's like ice cream? Is this edible?" I'd be eating it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But it's harder than it looks. I remember one guy, his name was Forrest, and they played like he looked like Forrest Gump, and he sprinted like Forrest Gump through the entire Wipeout course and did it in like 2 minutes. He just fucking annihilated. Like I've seen so many episodes of Wipeout, and no one even comes close to this guy. And his name was Forrest, I think.
Yeah.
He just fucking demolished it.
Here's a something that I've always thought about watching Wipeout, and it's that if if someone makes it through the course, you're like, no, that sucks.
Well, they normally fall in at least once.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Well, you kind of want one person. Like, it's fun to see a bunch of people wipe out, I guess, on it.
Yeah.
And then you see one athletic dude just tear it up, and then you go back to people. The later rounds in Wipeout were actually my favorite rounds.
Oh, really?
Where everybody was going at once.
Yeah.
And it was like, because then it reminded me of that Fall Guys game.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like everybody's trying to stay on at the last second.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Okay.
If you could be on one reality, like competitive reality TV show, what would it be?
The Floor is Lava.
The floor. Ooh.
The Netflix game show, The Floor is Lava. That's what I would want to be on.
Interesting.
That show, Tara and I discovered it a few months into COVID.
Yeah.
We were like,
everybody did.
We were like, fuck, let's watch this. That show looks so fucking fun.
It looks a lot of fun.
I think I would tear it up, to be honest. I think I would destroy that show.
I just I'm not very agile, and I have very poor grip strength.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot of weight to hold up. So
Yeah,
I think I would do very poorly on that show.
With my little bony fingers.
Oh, you're like a little rock climber.
Yeah.
You ever go rock climbing?
I've never been rock climbing, but I've been told that like
you'd be good at it.
I would be good at it if I wanted to do it.
I hear that's just the ultimate workout. It's like it's like swimming upwards.
Yeah, I worked with a guy when I was working at the Breaks, who used to be a rock climber, and he like showed me pictures of like insane shit he had climbed, like fucking out in the Badlands.
Yeah,
like they would just find fucking huge ass mountains and just start climbing.
Do you ever see like Free Solo or what was the other one? It was the Dawn Wall.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, there's two really great documentaries you need to watch.
Okay.
Oh, and don't let me forget, we gotta go back to this competitive TV reality show.
Of course.
Because by the way, my favorite thing about The Floor is Lava is when people fall in and they go under.
No!
They don't show him coming back up. No. They just cut, and it's like he's dead.
He's
just
full dead.
They never even cut back to him at the end of it.
You're like, that guy died.
Yeah, he's not to be heard from again.
No, which rules. Just so I love the whole vibe of that show.
Yes. It seems like a fun show. I would want to be on The Amazing Race.
Interesting.
I think it would be fun to do The Amazing Race with like my brother or something.
Yeah.
Like because I think I go back and I watch it. I think I'd be good at like the little activities, like stuff like that, and like it'd be fun to like strategize and shit, and it'd be fun to travel the world, I guess, like that. But then I went back and watched an episode, and I was like, oh, they're like running the whole time. They're like I forgot they're racing the
oh god
entire time. They're like running, and then they get on bikes, and then they're in a fucking canoe. It's like a triathlon across the world. So actually, I'm gonna change mine. Because I would want to be. I would love to be on a cooking show.
Oh yeah.
Like not Cutthroat Kitchen. I enjoy Cutthroat Kitchen a lot, but I wouldn't want to deal with those challenges. I would just want to make a meal.
I was literally going to say my number 2 is Guys Grocery Games.
My Guys Grocery Games.
I would love to be on Guys Grocery Games.
Oh,
I love that show.
I went over to your house and we watched Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We
which
did.
Have we talked about?
No, we haven't talked about.
We can talk about that. I haven't seen the most recent episode.
We'll do a mid-season recap next podcast.
Yeah,
you guys can hold us to that.
Yeah,
of Falcon Winter Soldier.
I think it's fun to watch.
Short thoughts, fun to watch. Not WandaVision.
Yes, yeah. Short thoughts. It's a good story. I like it.
Good
I like
story. Important story, even I think.
Yeah. The phony ass Captain America.
Yeah.
That's fun.
The like racial sort of undertones.
Yeah.
Of everything.
I have you seen the 3rd episode?
I have.
Okay, maybe it gets a little more into that because
yeah.
I wasn't necessarily picking that up. But the buddy
cop
copness.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next episode.
Not WandaVision, sadly.
Not WandaVision. WandaVision was just such an experience.
Mm-hmm. And it was a cultural moment, right? Like, it was the first MCU thing in a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, it hit, like, just really, really well. And no knock against Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, too.
Yeah.
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
What about they're making Loki, that series?
The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it last night.
Owen Wilson is
or not the last
Loki's boss.
Yeah, Owen Wilson. By the end of like I give it like 5 years. Every like actor in Hollywood that people know they will be canon in the MCU.
Yeah.
They're gonna run out of people.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start pulling us in to play people. Be like, oh God, we gotta cast strong guy. What's Evan Pride doing?
We gotta we gotta cast Peeping Tom. What's Treyton doing?
What's Treyton doing?
Yeah.
But fuck. Sorry, you got me there. But guys, grocery games.
Yes. I'd enjoy being on that.
I would like to meet Guy Fieri. I really like Guy Fieri.
Guy Fieri's cool. I love this guy named Roy Choi. You ever watch the Chef Show or the movie Chef?
No.
You should watch the movie Chef.
Okay.
It's very good. It's pretty much about a food truck, like food. Food trucks were a huge craze a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how that started, and it kind of was like coupled with the internet and social media, and it was this taco truck in Southern California. Was what it was based off.
Yeah.
And they made it. They made a movie. It's Jon Favreau.
Oh wow! I mean, love Jon Favreau. He's great.
Stars in it, wrote it, directed it.
Wow!
It's great fucking movie. And he's driving around with his kid across America with John Leguizamo, making Cuban sandwiches and bonding, and
that's amazing.
It's a very
what more do you want, people?
It's on Netflix. I would watch if you haven't seen Chef. I've talked about it. Maybe not on the show before, but if you know me in real life, I'm always talking about Chef.
I'll certainly watch it.
It's very fun, heartwarming movies.
Yeah.
I don't even know what thought I just had. I was gonna.
Do I like sentimental movie? Do I like a good heartwarming romp? Or?
Well, I think a heartwarming movie, because I just thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
That might be one of the hardest movies to pull off.
I agree.
Like because it can so easily just be cheesy and stupid and just horrible.
My go-to heartwarming movie is Little Miss Sunshine.
I've never seen that.
It's great.
I've heard
so good.
I've heard good things about it.
And an all-star cast. Alan Arkin, Abigail Breslin, Steve Carell.
What are we at here?
I don't know.
We're at a 50. Okay. Let's do this. Let's end this episode out with just some great feel good, heartwarming.
Oh wow!
If you're in a bad mood, you just throw this on. You will be in a good
warm
movies. I will start with my boy Chris Farley and David Spade and Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy is such a fucking classic. I rewatched, or I didn't rewatch. I watched a small documentary on YouTube just about life and death of Chris Farley. Just such an icon.
Yeah.
Like if you had to do a Mount Rushmore of comedic actors, I would say, because I wouldn't. He was a comedian, but like in my mind, comedian I equate with like stand up and so he was more of an actor. But yeah, I got briefly very into Chris Farley. I need to rewatch Tommy Boy.
Sure.
I haven't seen it in forever. It's such a fucking good movie. The scene where he's trying to him and David Spade are sitting down in this insurance guy's office, and they're trying to convince him to buy their brake pads, and he takes this like little antique car toy that he has on his desk, and he's like, let's say you're driving along, oh no, a tire, my family. He's like, he takes a lighter, he lights it on fire. We're burning alive. And the guy's just sitting there with a fucking look of horror on his face. He's like, just get out of here. I love Chris Farley so much, man. I love Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy, such a heartwarming movie. Who can watch Tommy Boy and not laugh and just not smile?
Yeah.
And shout out Chris Farley, rest in peace.
So I'll give how many heartwarming movies are we doing?
We'll just go back and forth. Yeah.
I think that there's one entertainment group, one group of artists that understand the heartwarming film better than anyone else in the world. And that is.
Wait, I'm gonna try to guess because I bet I know. Oh, it's Pixar.
It's
right?
Pixar.
It's Pixar.
Absolutely,
it's got to be Pixar. Pixar just gets it right.
They just get it.
They just get it right.
And like when I start trying to think of like what is my favorite heartwarming Pixar movie, it gets so difficult because it's just like hit after hit after hit.
Well, the thing is about a heartwarming movie is it has to be like, and Pixar does this well. It has to be kind of sad.
Yeah,
at points.
yeah. There's got to be
like Up is such a. Everybody knows that the beginning of Up is. It's impossible to get. You're heartless if you don't cry when you watch the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's very heartwarming. It's like, oh, you found a little friend, and I was hiding on your porch because I love you.
Yeah. And like I'm trying to like rack my brain, but like honestly, end of the day, the one that puts me in the best spirit, the Pixar movie that hits me every time, full stop, without fail, is Toy Story 4. The final Toy Story movie is the one
of
that
all
gets,
the Pixar movies.
It's the one that gets me every time.
What?
Yes,
I don't even remember it.
It's amazing.
They go to like a festival, and he's like,
he finds Bo Peep.
That was fun.
The doll with the music, with the voice box.
Yeah.
Finds a little girl.
Odd.
Woody lets Andy move on.
I mean, it is very.
Or the new girl move on.
It is very heartwarming.
It's great.
The thing about Toy Story 4 is I saw it in theaters. I enjoyed it. It was a good movie, but Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 were so good that
I think Toy Story 4 is better than Toy Story 3.
I disagree, but I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
Surely, it may be your most heartwarming one, but like Toy Story 1 and 2, like are you saying Toy Story 4 is your favorite Toy Story?
I think that's what I'm saying.
Toy
Story 4 is my favorite Toy Story.
That's a crazy thing to say to me.
And I remember. Listen,
that is a crazy.
I'm
thing
an
to
old
say
dog.
Like, you are. You're older than me.
I watched the Toy Story 1 and 2 like when they were Toy Story 1 and 2.
Yeah, Yeah. When did Toy Story 2 come out?
1999, 98, 99. Maybe.
You go back and watch the first Toy Story.
It's a little rough.
It's so funny to think that like Pixar is they're at the forefront of animation.
Yeah, and you're like, ugh.
And everything they make looks so good, and they really only had one boy's face. Like if you watch Andy when all of his friends come over, it's just like 5 Andys and like one black Andy.
Yeah.
Like they all run. It's just the same character model.
But like Pixar like Toy Story 4, Finding Nemo, WALL-E, like they're all so precious and dear to me, except Cars.
Toy Story 4.
I love Toy Story 4. I love WALL-E a lot too. I almost said WALL-E.
WALL-E's pretty good.
I love WALL-E. One thing that I love about WALL-E is just the way that they get character across without dialogue in the first like almost hour. Like it's like an hour before there's dialogue in that movie.
Most of that movie is like a silent film.
Yeah, it's great. God, it's so good. But Disney has started appropriating a lot of like what Pixar does really well.
Yeah.
And for a Disney movie that I don't think it's Pixar. If you want to watch a heartwarming movie, I think it may be the most heartwarming movie that I've ever seen. I've seen this movie 3 times now and have not watched it without crying.
I know it's not what you're gonna say because it's not Pixar, but I just remembered Coco.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, Coco
cannot make it through it.
Coco
cannot make it.
It's impossible.
It is It is the most touching movie I think I've ever seen.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's so like.
Yeah, he's got his old ass grandma. Remember me.
And I'll tell you, like, my grandmother. This is very personal. I don't know that I've ever shared anything that's personal on the show before, but my grandmother suffers from Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And it's very hard. And for about an 8-month period of time, I was her primary caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's really like, Remember Me? I can't even listen to the song without crying.
No, it's a tough song, and yeah,
I'm getting like the tension in my chest just thinking about it.
It's a good fucking movie, and it's honestly I do the same because it's such a family movie. And it's about and it makes you think of and it's all about the
makes you want to call your mom.
It's like the afterlife, and it makes you think of those that have passed and those that are still with you, and it's all one, and it's a real good movie. People say that it ripped off Book of the Dead.
I've not seen Book of the Dead.
Nor have I.
But I cannot imagine Book of the Dead would make me cry.
See, I can't like
Coco would.
It's like Led Zeppelin. It's like they may have not like even if Coco did steal from Book of the Dead, Led Zeppelin, Whole Lot of Love is apparently a stolen riff.
Yeah.
But who hell plays it better than Jimmy Page?
Yeah.
Who's gonna do that story for Coco better than fucking Pixar?
A non-Disney or Pixar movie that I find very heartwarming. And this is an odd one. This is a deep cut. This is an odd pick.
Okay.
But I am really warmed by The Corpse Bride. I find The Corpse Bride to be a very heartwarming movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm trying to think.
I think Tim Burton, his whole style is like...
It's very heartwarming.
Goth heartwarming.
It is. It's like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. Frankenweenie. That's not Tim Burton, but it's that same style.
It's the same style. I haven't seen a bunch of Tim Burton movies, especially the animated ones.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
That is also not Tim Burton. Common misconception.
Well, yeah.
It was Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah. It was Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, because he produced it.
He produced
He
it.
did not direct.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess he wrote the script for it too.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
No, he didn't, because they wrote that like that's a musical, and they wrote it like a musical where they wrote the whole all the songs first.
I think some of the songs in that movie are very strange.
This is
Halloween is obviously a bop and a slap.
I that's one of those movies that everybody loved, and I've maybe seen it once.
I've seen it twice, I think. But like, what's this? There's color everywhere. What's it?
That's a good song.
But I think it's a weird song. It's a patter song, and it's a patter song with a weird rhythm.
Yeah, but I think it's probably intentionally that way.
Yeah,
because he's in an off place. Isn't that when he's in like
he's in Christmas Land?
Yeah. So,
and Sally's song is weird. I don't love Sally's song.
Yeah, Tim Burton.
We could talk for hours.
We could. What? What's your favorite war movie?
My favorite war movie. I've honestly not seen a bunch of war movies, but if I had to pick one,
would it have to be? Most people go Saving Private Ryan,
I've never seen it,
which is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And then the more times you watch it, the more cheesy it gets.
Yeah.
I think like Spielberg is such a amazing director, and like all that, but there is a certain like cheese, a certain like his movies seem to just have like they're covered in wax. Like there's something.
I can feel that.
I don't know. Like they're rewatchable. I mean, maybe it's just because they're so mainstream.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and when you go back and you watch Jurassic Park, I don't feel that's cheesy. Though it is.
I mean, it's amazing. God, it's so good. But another heartwarming movie, E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Oh yes.
Another very heartwarming movie. But my favorite war movie is probably Hacksaw Ridge.
I was gonna say
I really like Hacksaw Ridge.
I was gonna say I feel like in the last couple years Hacksaw Ridge has been slept on.
Yeah, I think so too.
And maybe it's because it was made by Mel Gibson.
Really, I didn't know that.
He directed it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I think who's the not Andrew Rannells?
It's Andrew Garfield.
Garfield.
Yeah.
He is amazing in that movie.
Yeah, and I just think the idea of a pacifist as the main character of a war movie.
No, yeah.
I think that's just a really interesting concept.
It's really interesting. I think they stretch it a bit, like as far as believability. Like he's running through the whole, like he is running around pretty loosey goosey, just like with nothing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, just how violent that movie is too, and just how fucked up and
Mel Gibson directed it.
Is the most.
This is the man who directed Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. Did when I was a kid, we for like Good Friday, we had to watch Passion of the Christ, and my teacher would pause it at different parts.
No.
And it was our
right in the middle of the flogging scene. Maybe
it was our science teacher. She would pause it. I shit you not. I guess looking back on this is extremely fucked up. And I guess this is just Catholic school. But they would pause it. And they would tell us now at this point, and they'd go into all the like science behind like the flogging scene.
What?
Like she pull up like a chart of like the epidermis, and like so the knives would go probably in through here, probably touching his subcutaneous fat layer, ripping all of this off, and and he's probably losing about this much blood at this point. And like she did that for the whole movie.
And here's the like,
and like people were crying, and like, and all.
Because here's the thing, right? Because like, I watched.
So
I can't remember if it was an article I read or a video that I watched, but it was essentially a trauma doctor breaking down the Passion of the Christ.
I mean,
and it's literally like 20 seconds into the flogging scene, and he pauses it, and he's like. Christ would be dead. He would be dead right here. There's no way that that a man in this state would be able to carry his own cross.
Ah, but he is not a man.
Yeah. But like, here we go. Unorthodox religious beliefs. We made it back. Like
we made it back.
A lot of people try to sell you on that. Like he would have been whipped within an inch of his life. But, like, it was common Roman practice for Jewish prisoners to get Jewish punishment. He would have received 39 lashes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is disfiguring and bad. But, like, Mel Gibson turned the greatest act of sacrifice ever told and turned it into gore porn. That's what he did.
He did. Well, the whole thing of that movie was... That was a movie designed for Christians to go into it and been like, and like I mean back when I watched that, I was still I was raised Catholic, so naturally I'm not Catholic anymore. But back then when I was a little impressionable boy, You walk out of that movie and you're like, fucking Jesus went through it, dude.
Yeah.
We kind of like go to church right now. Get on our knees.
And like, I don't know. I think that, and like, the historical inaccuracies, like, Jesus just wouldn't have carried his whole cross. He would have carried the crossbeam because the Romans were crucifying so many people. They're like, we're not going to pull the stakes out of the ground. We'll just raise the crossbar up when they get here.
Yeah. Maybe they did.
Wouldn't have happened.
Maybe they did something special for Jesus, or did they just like process Jesus through the whole thing?
I mean, he was just another prisoner. I mean, if like even in the gospel accounts, Pilate's like, I don't quite understand why you guys want me to crucify this guy so bad.
No, yeah.
Pilate's like, this guy seems, I mean, he's delusional, but he's fine.
So we're going to close out the episode, but just so we don't end it on
the Passion of the Christ.
The Passion of the Christ, we can link it to one of your favorite musicals, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, yeah!
You love Jesus Christ Superstar.
It's my favorite musical.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ Superstar is my very favorite musical.
Not Little Shop?
No. Little Shop is the musical I can watch over and over again and never get tired of.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ Superstar is my favorite.
It's a fun one.
I listen to it every like week of Easter. That whole Holy Week. I'm listening to Jesus Christ Superstar nonstop that whole week. That whole week I'm listening to Jesus Christ Superstar.
I think I was I would like to come. I would like to play who's the guy they go, Oh, you are the Christ.
King Herod.
Yeah, I would like to play King Herod.
King Herod.
Because in the movie, they have this tubby guy going around and doing it in like weird. There's been so many remakes.
I
of
think
that.
the queer coding of King Herod is fascinating. Like it transcends like different interpretations, and
Well,
like there's not really much historical evidence for that.
I've seen Alice Cooper play.
He was not good, huh?
No,
he's.
I love Alice Cooper,
but it's not a role for him.
It's not a role for him. Did you see the Jesus Christ Superstar live?
I did.
That they did a couple years ago.
I was getting ready to say the guy who plays Jesus Christ Superstar in that production rules because they make him like a smarmy talk show host. It's so fun.
Who didn't like John Legend play Jesus?
Yeah,
in
bad
that?
cast.
Bad cast.
Bad
cast.
Because Gethsemane is the I think it might be the hardest musical theater song ever written.
Oh, he goes like he. Yeah, he's like screaming and like, now I die.
Yeah.
It's just he's like it's insane for the whole time. And John Legend is a great singer.
Yeah,
but you need the
range.
You need Jesus Christ Superstar rock star.
Yeah,
like to play that role.
Yeah, the whole point is like drawing the parallels between Jesus's journey and celebrity.
Yeah.
Like that, like how
and it came out in the
70s.
So it was like rock star celebrity at the
very
time.
Very glam, very.
And Judas is the best character in that show.
You know, one thing.
And Jesus is actually my least favorite character in that they make him whiny and insufferable.
I don't agree with that. I think that you've seen the 70s film production, yeah?
I've seen the film. I've seen a shitty high school production of it. I've seen.
Oh, that's rough.
And I've seen like I think Tim Minchin.
He's amazing.
Played Judas in a production.
Yeah.
I watched that production one time.
I think that Ted Neely's the guy who played him in the 70s movie. I think he's got the best Jesus. Yeah, I think he's good. He's the best I've seen.
There's a cast recording. It's like the 2001 something, early 2000s cast recording. I don't even know what the people look like in it, but that's my favorites. That's my favorite recording. That's my favorite Judas, my favorite Jesus, I think. But no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think the movie, as far as musicals converted to movies do not work normally. Into the Woods was terrible.
Not good. Les Miserables was terrible.
I don't think a single person was cast right in Into the Woods.
No, I don't. I agree.
I love all
Emily Blunt, James Corden, Meryl Streep. You're all great. Anna Kendrick. All of you.
Johnny
are great.
Depp.
Yeah,
maybe Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I mean him being the big bad wolf is fine. Fair.
Yeah,
fair.
Fitting. But Mamma Mia sucks.
Yeah, but the reason the 70s Jesus Christ Superstar works so well is because they don't play it as this is the actual story of Jesus. It's literally a group of people putting on the musical. Yeah. They literally drive up in a van at the beginning of the movie. And they're like change into their costumes. Yeah.
And
And one thing that I want to direct Jesus Christ Superstar so bad I can't see straight. And I love you so much, but Tedrin Blair Lindsay is my King Herod.
Oh yes, he's a wonderful.
He's my King Herod.
Yes.
But what I would like to do, and I think every production of Jesus Christ Superstar I've seen gets into it, and they're kind of written that way. The high priests are mustache twirling villains.
Yeah.
And I don't love that.
Deep baritone villain.
Yeah, and there's nothing. And Annas is that like tenor villain, right?
I imagine when I would listen to the recording of the High Elders. This is a very niche podcast. We get into
very niche. Yeah.
I would imagine like big like fat cats
yeah. And they're kind of written, but like what I would want to do,
Reconstruction era kind of like
I get
Tammany Hall kind of figures.
Yeah. I would want them to be as a director, I would want them to be sympathetic because I think if you portray them as mustache twirling, it's kind of anti-Semitic. Like they're the Jewish religious council. Like they are the Jewish priests of the time. And like even in this Jesus Must Die, the lines aren't that evil. They're literally like I see bad things arising. The crowd crowns him king, which the Romans would ban. I see blood and destruction, our elimination because of one man. Blood and destruction because, like, it's literally, he's going to kill us. We gotta put him down.
Yeah, but that's just like the high elder people in power always like our power's being disruptive. Let's suppress it. Like,
but here's the thing:
it's just a representation of that.
But
right?
we see that being like legitimized in Simon the Zealot, which is literally one of Jesus's followers being like, "If you tell them to hate the Romans, you'll be king of Israel."
Yeah, who is the bad guy in Jesus Christ Super? Because
I don't think there should be a bad guy
because
in Jesus Christ Superstar. I think that's the narrative novelty of it. Is like even Judas, who is our bad guy, gets to be a good guy.
He's the protagonist, I would say.
And I think if you scapegoat the religious leaders and like just make them mustache twirling villains, you lose something in the narrative. Like let them be people who are worried about the state of their citizenry
of
and
their
say
ordeal.
Like let them be people who are concerned and be like, and they even say it. For the sake of the nation, this Jesus must die.
Jesus must die. Must die. I'm gonna listen to this later.
Jesus must.
It's a good show. My buddy Louie is super into the show.
I'm also super into the show. And I just if I were directing, I would direct This Jesus Must Die not to be a villain song, but a people figuring shit out song. Like I would want it to be almost like it's your fault from Into the Woods. I want it to be a group of people saying, we've got an issue and we've got to figure it out soon.
Interesting. What do you think? Because I've heard, and it kind of makes sense that if you look at it, Jesus Christ Superstar, Andrew Lloyd Webber, he wrote it, right?
Mm-hmm. And Tim Rice.
Tim Rice, who's great. They wrote it kind of. It isn't like a. I guess if you just see, if it looks like, if you don't know anything, about it, it looks like Jesus the musical. It must seem you would assume
and
that
religious people take it in and they get upset.
Yeah. That's where I was going with this. It's not canon. Like it's actually kind of critical.
It's an alternate universe Jesus story.
Yeah,
Come on.
in the Jesus expanded universe.
Yeah. I like the best song in the show, in my opinion, is The Temple.
Yeah.
Come on in, Jerusalem.
Oh,
while your temple survives, you at least are still alive.
I love fucking Judas's song.
Which one?
Jesus.
Oh, the opening number.
Yeah, heaven help. I just love that song because I feel like
on their minds.
Because I feel like that probably was a legitimate criticism of Jesus of the time.
That's what I would want to do.
Too much heaven.
Hey,
on
if
their
anybody
minds.
wants to finance my production of Jesus Christ Superstar, please let me know. That's one of the things that I would want to do as a director. Is like Judas has legitimate criticisms. The high priest has legitimate criticisms. Jesus has legitimate criticisms of himself.
He does. Yeah.
And that's what makes it fascinating.
See, you never really see Jesus. They write Jesus in a shitty way in that show.
Yeah, and
because they really do. Like every time I've seen that show, I just can't. I'm just like, Jesus is so fucking whiny.
You've got to. I think the goal is you have
leave me alone, Judas.
Yeah,
you don't understand. Let me hang out with this prostitute.
You've got to make it seem like he's real. Like Jesus has to be at his lowest point for the show to work. If Jesus isn't at his lowest point, he's gonna come off as whiny. But I think the most important song for Jesus's arc is not Gethsemane, but the lepers. So after the temple, when they're like, see my eyes, I can hardly see. See me stand, I can when he's being crowded by the lepers.
Mm-hmm.
If I were directing that scene,
well, he has a whole thing during that. He has a whole breakdown and shit.
And but they're all just sort of in most productions, they're just sort of around him. I would want them to tear him up. I would want to see Jesus being accosted by the lepers. Like, because Jesus Christ at the end of that song saying, heal yourselves.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and he's got to get there. Like,
Yeah.
we have to look at Jesus, a person who can heal these people, and say, give him a second.
Yeah.
Give him a second.
Interesting. I feel like most people, it's weird. Most people they probably watch Jesus Christ Superstar, and they don't get any of this.
No,
just because it is an opera.
Mm-hmm.
And
not one line of spoken dialogue.
Some people really can't get over that. They get like Hamilton. Hamilton makes more sense. They're rapping the whole time.
Yeah.
But like Les Mis, like why can't they just talk? Yeah, they're just singing the whole Rent. It's really impressive when a musical can do that. Just pull off no spoken dialogue.
Well, and the thing about Jesus Christ Superstar is, and as a director, what fascinates me with it is it takes celebrity and humanity and puts them side by side. Like, what happens to our humanity when we have to deal with celebrity? The Judas chooses to betray his friend because the fame has gotten too much. The priests decide to kill an innocent man because they're worried about what his fame will do to the nation. Jesus decides to lay his life down because of the fame he has been given, and this is the destiny that this is the only ending he sees for himself.
Yeah.
Like, without, Herod's song is another great example. It's the 10 o'clock number, right? It's
the Christ.
Yeah, it's the fun song near the end that we all want to listen to, but it's
prove to me that you're no fool. Run across my swimming pool.
Yeah. And so with that song, Herod has bought so much into Jesus's fame that he doesn't see Jesus as a man.
Yeah.
And what I'm interested in, what I would want to do is I would want to take a sort of Gaga aesthetic. Like, Gaga uses so much religious iconography in her work. And what I would want to do is take
you put Jesus in a meat suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would want iconography all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that shit's cool when you because it gives movies rewatchability and shit, and you can go back, oh, that symbol means this and that and that. Yeah.
And what I would want to do is when the crucifixion happens, I would want Jesus on this big gaudy gilded cross. And then when Superstar ends, are you what they say you are?
Yeah.
I would want the icon cross to fall away and just watch a man suffer. I would want all of the fame and glitz to go away and just watch Jesus's death as a dark, haunting, dramatic human death.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. That's why he's Dr. Director
over here.
Okay, so we've this is a
way over with a Jesus Christ Superstar.
It's way over.
Yeah. A feature length episode of Kentucky Fried Roadkill.
Also watch Life is Brian. The Life of Brian.
Oh my God, so good!
It's such a good movie. I could go on for hours and hours about that.
Let's do a co-outro. We've never done one together before.
Let's do a co-outro.
Because this is the musical episode anyway. 1,
2, 3, 4. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it.
This has been Kentucky Fried Roadkill. I'm Treyton Blackburn.
I am Evan Pride. Thank you for listening.
Goodbye. And God bless.